Hey everybody, this is our second video. I hope you're doing well. I hope as the continued adjustments and updates come about the global pandemic that we're going through are affecting your life, that you're continuing to trust in God, continuing to seek God, continuing to see what God might have for us during this time. As we come together today, I'm in our apartment. It's completely emptied out. We're renovating our apartment, so while you might be resting at home or incredibly bored out of your mind, we are busily working away at our apartment and having a lot more time to work on the renovation. Just to show you a little bit, if you know our apartment, this is our living room. It's completely emptied out. Walking over here, this is our kitchen, which is half stripped out right now. And we're working room by room. So now we're in the living room. This is actually my least favorite part of the job, is trying to get this popcorn ceiling off and then finishing the drywall up to make it smooth and then repainting it. Especially when this popcorn is painted, it's incredibly hard to get off, at least for me. I'm not a professional, but I'm able to do a lot of this work, or at least attempt to. And there are times where all I want to do is quit and call a professional, have them come and do all of the work for me. But at the same time, I'm seeing so many parallels to our lives where we're at right now, our lives in trying the best we can to follow God in something like a renovation. You know, one of our theme verses for last year was out of 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Paul said, if anybody is in Christ, if anybody has believed in and chosen to follow Christ, that they're a new creation. The old is gone and the new has come. And as we're renovating this apartment, one of my hopes is that we will not be too far away from walking in here and saying, wow, the place looks incredible. It looks like a whole new apartment. I don't even recognize it. The apartment is actually exactly the same, but what's happening on the inside is completely different. That when you look at the walls, you look at the shape, or you think of it from the outside, nothing has changed at all. But how it will look, how it will feel, hopefully will be incredibly different and incredibly better than it was before. That verse in 2 Corinthians 5 that Paul's talking about the change that happens in us when we choose to follow Christ is where we get our word metamorphosis from. Metamorphosis of being a transformation that happens from the inside out, almost creating a whole new being. By at the same time, it's still us, right? At the same time, even when I'm changing on the inside, I look the same on the outside, possibly. It's still me. I still have my likes. I still have my dislikes. I will never probably like durian. Sorry, durian lovers. But there's other fruits that I will always love. There's types of music that I will like, and there's types of music I won't like. So my personality may not change a lot, or who I am might not change as much on the outside. But when we choose to follow Christ, a metamorphosis happens, that change is complete on the inside. This whole new being is trying to be created. That possibly the drywall could be like my old life that's gone, and after it's scraped away, after it's mudded up, after it's smoothed away, and after it's painted, the new has come. One of the other projects we're doing in our renovation is refinishing this table. Now, this table is the table we've always used for almost as long as we've been married, but it's not our table. It was our in-laws' table, and it was something that they used for years as well. So this table is probably at least 30 years old. But sanding it, finishing it, staining it, repainting it, makes it look like a completely new table. That's what Paul talks about when we choose to follow Christ. It's not just a choice if you actually believe or not, if you just decide to go to church or not, but it is designed to metamorphosize or transform our lives from the inside out. That when people begin to interact with us, when they hear the words we use, when they listen to the jokes we tell, when they listen to the music that we listen to, or the things that we watch on our screens, it's a new person. and it's noticeable. There's no way that we could come to know Christ and stay completely the same. It just doesn't make sense. It's like an oxymoron. The essence of who we are, the core of our being and our values and our ethos changes because now we have Christ living in us. That's what Christ talks about in terms of the old being gone and the new coming. Because Christ has grown and grown and grown in our hearts and our lives so much that we seem like we are a brand new person. Even though when you look at us on the outside, we might look exactly the same. As soon as you step inside to our lives, something seems different. Something seems better. And that's what happens with Jesus as he comes into our life and we truly choose to align our lives with him. The essence of who we are changes, and the old will be gone and the new will come. Even in our crisis with coronavirus, we see so many stories of beauty coming out of pain. That's what we'll talk about next time. So I hope you'll subscribe, you'll stay with us, you'll journey with us through this pandemic that we're going through, of how even in the darkest of times, even in the most painful of times, God can make beauty out of ashes. So we hope to see you again, where we'll talk about that next time. God bless. Stay safe.